Casey.
Here.
Delaney.
Here.
Jenny.
Here.
Palanker.
Here.
Knopf.
Here.
Darrell.
Here.
Stern.
Here.
Riedinger.
Here.
Morton. Hill. Jackson. President Jackson. Vice President Isaacs.
Here.
Senator South. Senator Carter.
Here.
President Bishop.
Here.
Vice President Barlow. Senator Skiles.
Here.
President Tigner. Vice President Morris. President Gozar.
Here.
Vice President Eichenbeck. Senator Cost.
Here.
Senator Gill.
Here.
President Simpson.
Here.
Vice President Bozard. President Peroni.
Here.
Vice President Kiserva. Senator Wheat. President Dysett. Vice President Johnson. Senator McCormick. And then, is there a Senator President Masters.
Here.
Vice President Bailey.
Here.
And then do you have your senator? Is there a senator? President Humphrey. Vice President Sager. Senator Harris.
Here.
Senator Lample.
Here.
President Waters.
Here.
Vice President Luke.
Either way, Luke.
Okay.
Here.
Senator Shane.
Here.
Senator Crowley.
Proxy.
And President Miller. Vice President Guri. And Senator Kellerman.
Here.
You missed somebody for graduation. Good luck with Senator.
Holly.
Yeah, it should be Holly.
Is she here? Okay, perfect. Perfect. And name tags you got here that didn't mean you were picking up the signature.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the order. We'll start off with executive cabinet reports. First off is President Justin Brandt.
Hello, everybody. Quick update from me. I met with the main lady at the Delphi Center at Yale Roads, looking at online classes and see how those will develop over the next 20 years and hopefully how we can reduce the cost for students. But a lot of that's just going to be the university making online classes more of a commitment. We're working on finalizing our top 5 goals for the year, which we'll be presenting to President Ramsey and the provost maybe tomorrow. That's when our first meeting with them is. And we're also hopefully trying to pass the budget today. That's about me.
Okay, next Executive Vice President Austin Schmeicher.
This week I've been mostly doing follow-up stuff with Senate retreat. Still working on the questions for the questionnaire. That should go out the end of this week, so hopefully I'll have some feedback for you then. As far as housekeeping things go, if you aren't on the Blackboard shell, if you could send me an email, I'll make sure to get you on there as soon as possible. Typically, Senate meeting is business casual, so no like jeans or shorts preferably from this point forward. And then if you're going to have a proxy, I need to know at least 24 hours beforehand and who the proxy will be. Because typically with the proxies, they don't have access to Blackboard, so I need to print all the agenda items for them. And if you have any legislation that you'd like to bring before the Senate, those need to be turned in Sunday by midnight so that they can be uploaded and printed as well.
Okay, next is Academics Vice President Carrie Madeline.
Hello, everyone. First item on my agenda was course evaluations. I've been meeting with Todd Goldstein and Institutional Research on September 13th, and there's a very serious possibility that grades will start being withheld for students that don't complete their course evaluations. So, do your course evaluations, then you won't get your final grades until the very last day of finals. So, if you all have strong opinions on that one way or the other, I need to know before that meeting. You can tell me or shoot me an email.
Services Vice President, Serena Ward.
Hi everyone. A couple different areas. So I'll start with sustainability. 66 new bike racks have been put in on campus. So that's great. However, I know that some of the colleges are wishing that they could see more. I've talked to President Jackson about College of Business. So if there's an area, especially around your college or around where students in your area are hanging out, please let me know if you do want to see more bike racks there so I can work on being an advocate for you in that area. Also, there's positive news on us having more, recycling bins outside. So hopefully I'll have some updates on that in the coming weeks. But again, hearing a lot of positive feedback about that. I have a meeting with parking in the morning. So what I need from you all is feedback. I asked at retreat, like if we could get some feedback about parking from the people that, again, from your constituents. There's 2 articles in the Cardinal this week about parking. So again, we know people are talking about it. Please, please, please come talk to me after Senate to get me feedback so that I can take some good things to parking in the morning. I am going to follow up about the bonds and as well as encourage them to remember that in the SGA 2020 plan, we expected a parking garage this year for construction to be started on that. So I'm also going to bring that up in the morning. Last week I had a meeting with Sodexo about several things. It was Sodexo and then they're contracting with the university. One thing that I think that we've heard a lot of feedback about is there are no refills in the SAC sign. So talk to them about that and hopefully we'll be able to work something out in the coming weeks about that. Also in the Class Act space downstairs, the salad bar is going to be what's being placed in that area. It'll be sold by the ounce, soup and salad. Hopefully that will be done near the end of the semester or sometime in the spring. But I got to see some of the drops for that and it's going to be really great. And I think we're going to hear a lot of positive feedback from students on that too. They also were able to show me the dining option for the recreational center, and that's being brought up at the next dining advisory board committee meeting soon. I think it looks great. I think it's going to be, it's like very much Panera style, so I think that it's going to be something that students really want to see in the rec center, and it's also going to have some outside interaction from the community as well. Also asked them about off-campus dining. I know that was something that I talked about a lot during the campaigns, and so not so great with that. A lot of it is contract issues. Like Qdoba and none of them have any investment within the university, so it's not advantageous for them or Sodexo for us to be able to use meal plans off campus. However, something that they are looking forward to, which could happen this semester, is working with Popolino's. And right now, students can use their meal card to get a bunch of pizzas if they wanted to have a pizza party. And there might be the opportunity to have Popolino's with that as well. So it's not exactly what everyone would love in terms of off-campus dining, but it is an interesting kind of mix between the two where you could potentially get Popolino's and have a bunch of people with your friends. So. Also working with President Jackson again on College of Business dining. Hopefully, again, we've tried it a couple years and we're trying again this year, so that is something else. Also a meeting with housing in the morning, so a couple things I want to bring up with them is one, recycling in the Bellamy province. So if there's anything in terms of housing that you also would like for me to talk about, please let me know. So housing, parking, bike racks, let me know. That's all for me.
Okay, next is reports of council. We'll start off with the School of Public Health, President Jessica Simpson. Okay, next is Law School, President Jacob Gasak.
Easky.
Easky.
The law school has several things it's been working on. We made a couple of changes in terms of recreation over the past year to have a median GPA, suggested median GPA of 3.0, which puts us a little bit more in line with the other law schools in the state, but still a little bit lower. We've also been trying to work on our writing requirement. But one of the main things that I've worked on recently is actually with the Serena course, right? And working on the green fee. That would be something that we thought about working on, and we mentioned in May of April of last year, which would actually put a fee, which would be a suggested fee of around $1 per semester onto the students, which would then be used for any green improvements on campus. So it would actually give the means for bike racks. It would actually give the means for the recycling bins. It would give the means for us to have building improvements so that we can have proper drainage systems, so that we can have white roofs instead of green roofs, so that we can have events that bring in speakers that are well known based on green topics. As you know, we had the sustainability committee at the university with LEED certification projects and stuff. So this would actually be a way for us to continue these developments more in line with the other universities around the state and this nation. Western Kentucky University has a green fee. The University of Kentucky has a green fee. So the $1 recommendation that we have put forth is actually significantly less than what they have at the University of Kentucky. We're playing catch up as we speak. So it's basically in line with looking at our other competitors, if you will, to see what can our school at the University of Louisville do to take active steps to make sure that we are keeping in line with current trends and making sure that we have an environment that works in terms of green and sustainability, which is something that the university is really trying to put forward for some time.
Okay, next is dental school, President Jake Masters.
And I guess the first thing is July 1st, we welcome in our third of the four growing class sizes. So now we have 3 of the 4 classes that are actually at 120. So next year we'll welcome our the last stage of growth, which is from 80 to 120. On the 16th of August, we had our first event, which was at the picnic in the park. That's a charity, and that just welcomed everybody. It was a really successful event. It really brings on the friends and family. And then we had White Coat, as well as for the past 2 weeks during the state fair, we've been conducting screenings. Those were all successful. The only problems that we're dealing with is probably similar to the other HSC campuses, or HSC schools. Budget issues surrounding the loss of our staffer downtown. So I know that you guys have dealt with that a little bit. We're still trying to figure out how the budget's going to get worked out. Upcoming events, September 29th, we have our annual, which is all on the know. It's our annual formal. And I'd like to invite everybody out October 11th from 12 to 1 in the courthouse or library auditorium. We're hosting our first, this is the first one we're doing this, a stage for oral cancer survivor. And we've encouraged all the HSC schools to come on, but if you get a chance, we're going to provide lunch, which should be great. We're also going to have walks and stuff. It should be a really good experience. And that's October 11th. That's a Thursday. That's from 12 to 1 in the courthouse.
Okay, next is medical school, President Stephen Humphrey. Can you speak up a little bit? Okay, next is graduate school, President Amarissa Waters.
Over the summer, we had our first picnic with the deans. It was on June 10th. It was successful. We had a good amount of people turn out. The deans were there, so we had both continuing students and new students have the opportunity to meet their deans. We're talking about it with the council next year. We're looking at pushing it later in the summer, having it more of a back to school, new and old students together. We had a table at the graduate orientation fair to
on to reports of boards and standing committees. First is SGA Supreme Court, Chief Justice Brandon Reynolds.
I still need some council's constitutions, and Nick Jackson got back with me about the business schools, made some changes there, and just some repairs. But if you're all council presidents really need to submit their constitutions to make sure they're current. Because I think the really only current ones we'll have now will be business and ANS. So there's a lot of other people out there have constitutions from like the late 90s, but that was a long time ago. So if you could just go ahead and send me a copy to make sure that it's up to date and current. And the reason for this is what councils have empty seats right now on their council? Any councils still have just education or empty seats? Or do you have an empty senator spot or anything like that? As y'all's filled? Okay. Because, like for instance, if you all have empty seats, they have to be filled by the conclusion of today's meeting, because if they're not filled by the conclusion of today's meeting, then the Senate holds a special election and you all will select someone to fill that seat from the student body as a whole. So that goes back to council constitutions, and if you don't have copies of council constitutions, then it's hard to enforce that. So if y'all can just really get that to us and stuff like that, then we're just aware of how those procedures and stuff work. So other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, SAB Liaison, Elijah Wood.
I'm Elizabeth Hammond. We're going to Student Teachers Board, and we're super excited about this year. It's been a great run so far. Welcome, we had great attendance. I just wanted to list out some events we have coming up for our next meeting. We have Community Breakfast tomorrow at Pop John Stadium, so it's going to be in the morning from 7 to 9 a.m. Then we have Font Lunch this Friday at the Red Barn from 11:30 to 1, free food and music. Then we have Living the American Dream, it's a voter registration drive. That's going to be on 9/11 from 11 to 1 in the Red Barn. We have Tailgate 101 during the UK, or right before the UK UFL soccer game. Little teaching how to tailgate. It's going to be a lot of fun. No alcohol, and that's going to be at the Cardinal Arena entrance. And then we have Family Movie Night the same night. We're playing Ice Stage, and that's going to be at 5 and 8. Community Service Fair, we're tagging on with that 11 to 1 in West Plaza. And homecoming is right around the corner, so get excited. Our block party is on 9/22 from 2 to 7 p.m. So get pumped for that. And we have a comedy series the Thursday before that on 9/20 at 8 p.m. in the Red Barn. It's our first comedy series in a while, so we're really excited about that. Films are always in the Floyd Theater pretty much every Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 5 to 8, so look out for that. And join us on WorkSync, because you can find all of our events on our calendar.
Okay, next is Senate Executive Board, Chairman Austin Schweiker.
All right. I sent out an email about a week and a half ago, and everyone replied back. So executive board meetings will be the opposite Tuesdays of Senate. They'll be at 8 p.m. in the SAC, which is American Center. And we won't necessarily meet every other Tuesday. It will depend on if something gets sent to us. So be on the lookout, because I'll let you know by Sunday whether or not we'll be having that meeting on Tuesday. And just a note that our Senate went paperless last year, which is why you all have computers. But there's no need for anyone to really be on the computer at this point, because we're just doing committee reports. So I'd appreciate if everyone was focused on the committee reports that have been given.
Okay, next is Senate Academic Policy Board, Chairman Karen Mattingly.
Academic Policy Board met on August 30th, and this was last Thursday. Had a really great meeting. So I want to thank Ryan and Katie for attending and giving so much good feedback. But without repeating much from my report, we discussed back to Blackboard usage. We basically went through the academic section of the Student 2020 plan. And one thing that's brought up, right now professors are required to post their syllabi online before the start of classes. And if they didn't do that this semester, they're being penalized for the first time.
is Senate Appropriations Committee, Chairman me. The Appropriations Committee met today. We had 3 requests come up. Unfortunately, due to the attendance of the organization, only one of them was able to be approved. We approved a travel request for the College Against Cancer, but that will come up later in new business. We also discussed the SGA budget that was tabled to Appropriations Committee. Discussed that in old business. And lastly, we talked about approval of budgets. For those of you who don't know, Appropriations Committee is charged with creating a recommendation for next year's SGA budget. We listen to all the different councils request money from SGA for their budgets in the next year, and then we come up with a recommendation that we deem is fair to everybody and present it to the Senate as a whole for approval. That approval will take place in the last 2 Senate meetings of the semester. I believe it's November 13th and 27th. It has to have a first and second reading. But we set a date for budgets being due. All council budgets will be due to myself and probably Austin on October 12th, Friday. If you have any questions about how to make a budget, I know a lot of people are probably new to their positions and they don't understand, how to set up a budget, how to make it look good, and how to present your budget for what you need for the next year. If you have any questions about things like that, feel free to contact me outside of the meetings. You can email me and set up a time to meet. We can discuss it. But October 12th is when budgets will be due. Yep.
This is a 10% budget. Sometimes obviously you can't account for it.
Right. This will be. I know some of the budgets we plan on a line item for food at meetings. This is how much money they plan to spend on food at meetings, or I'm having trouble thinking of an example off the top of my head, but I can show you example budgets how they should look. But yeah, this is not you guaranteeing that you're going to spend this much money. This is how much money you plan on spending. Like I know ANS has a line item for their art show. And this is how much money they plan on spending on art show. And Speak School has the expo. So it's basically you're estimating, and then you'll go to the Appropriations Committee whenever we set up the times that we want to meet with everyone and defend. Essentially, you'll defend why you're asking for this money for this event, especially if you're asking for an increase in funding for anything. You have to provide reasoning why you think you need that increase in money. Any questions for me? Tim?
You're presenting the budget for next fiscal year, not for the current year.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is for
Next year.
2013-2014 budget year. And yeah, I have the records of what you were approved for this year, last year, and the year before, and people like that. But are there any questions for me? Okay. Seeing now, we'll move on to Senate Development Board Chairman Amarissa Waters.
We met at retreat, and since then sent out an email for a Google poll to see about meeting times. I've gotten some responses, but if you haven't responded, let me know. If you did not get it, let me know that too. I sent out an email to the council's representative for D-Board, and I heard back from you all, but I haven't heard back from the other ones which are escaping me right now. So I'll send that out again, and I'll copy you on Austin. Sorry. So, but basically we're going to try to meet within the, not the rest of the week, but the following 2 weeks, sometime in that period. And the big thing we're working on right now is the senator candidate.
Okay, next is Senate Student Organizations Board Chairman Jerry Bozard.
Student Organization Board met today. We have 6 RSOs to approve new business, and they are Preliminary Undergraduate Society, Integrated Medicine Interest Group, Civil Liberties Union of the Brandeis School of Law, Cards Are Interesting, Brandeis Learning Society, and Awful Farm Representative. Other than that, I know that you remember last week we discussed some other things that the organization was going to take care of this approving and reviewing an updated the version of the RSA manual.
Okay. Moving on to Senate Facilities Committee Chairman Danielle Hall.
No report as of now, but members stood out for any of our beliefs we didn't have to cover the time that we were all there.
Okay, next is Senate Safety and Parking Committee Chairman Lauren Stern.
Pretty much the same thing. I'll be emailing you guys to figure out everything.
Okay, next Senate Spirit and Traditions Committee Chairman Taylor Sow.
Another time here, I just had an email asking everyone like would be a good time to meet, so we're still trying to figure that out. I think it was supposed to be coming. No important things, we'll just figure out.
Okay, next is Senate Sustainability Committee Chairman Ali Farrell.
We kind of had a meeting today, but we're meeting on the third Monday of every month at 7 in Honeycomb Library. It's like it's only 4 people, so if anyone else is interested in sustainability and wants to come, you're welcome. Today we will still time to brainstorm things, talk to Smith a little bit about maybe trying to some housing. I don't know if you all heard about like the really free market this summer in Tower Park, but kind of moved with housing and try to cut down the amount of things going away and try to go to say there's songs, TV, things like that. So students that are looking at housing. So if you guys have anticipated housing, you're in any positions there, push that through and project. We're not open until May, but that'll be a good thing to get started.
Okay, and lastly is the Senate Student Engagement Committee Chairman Rachel Crowley. She's not here. Does anyone from Student Engagement Committee have a report? Okay. Okay, moving on to old business. The first item is the approval of the SGA budget. This was tabled at the Senate retreat, so I would entertain a motion to untable the approval of the SGA budget. Okay, so we can second it. Okay. So the Appropriations Committee, I'm assuming everyone has seen the 2012-2013 proposal that we saw at retreat. Appropriations Committee reviewed it, and after discussing it with Justin and a couple other people, we decided that, well, let me step through it again for those of you who don't remember. What essentially will happen with the proposed budget changes, SAB will gain an additional $100,000. I'm going to go through effectively what will happen. ELSB will have an increase in budget to $50,000. CPC's budget will be increased to $70,000, and then due to the way the money is handled, $42,325 will be left over due to some shifting of money. And right now it's proposed to go to the central administration budget. We discussed it in appropriations meeting, and one big thing we knocked out of the way first is that this money can't be directly sent to councils. There's just no way in the time frame that we have to, which you guys will find out when the budget approval process comes along, is that the process of determining which councils deserve money over which other councils is a long and inundated process, and we don't have the time to go through that right now with this. So that was kind of the thinking why, whenever I talked with Justin White, it seemed like central administration might be the best place to put the money in for right now. And being put in there with the understanding that it would be, or do you want to talk about this? Okay. Putting it in there with the understanding that when this money is spent, it's spent with the approval of the Senate, of the Appropriations Committee, thereby just having an extra check and balance in there, so that way the money isn't spent without our knowledge. That was kind of the consensus the Appropriations Committee came to. We didn't have any problems with the money being put into the central administration budget, just as long as there was a check that it would go through, that we would approve of it before the money was spent on anything. So, do you have anything to add, or do you need?
Any questions? Really, the central budget's just the easiest place for it to be with a variety of different activities or student needs. So I'm not just going to go spend it willy-nilly. So if you all, I want you all, for councils or organizations, if you have a really good idea, come to me, and then I'll work with appropriations to pick the best ideas so that we can actually spend this money the best way.
And we'll be looking, it didn't have enough time because this idea came about 20 minutes before Senate meeting started. So I didn't have enough time to draft any legislation, but hopefully by next Senate meeting we'll have something in writing. I'll work with the Appropriations Committee with Justin to come up with some sort of legislation that formalizes this more. And we actually have set rules, but for right now it's kind of for this week it's an honor. Hopefully he doesn't spend all the money in the next week. Does anyone have any questions? And one other thing is, like he said, the idea of giving it to central administration is from central administration it can go to things like if CPC needs more money, then more money can go to CPC. However, if we were to put all the money into CPC and we were to decide that graduate travel needed money, we can't really take it back away from CPC without saying that we're cutting their budget to give it to something else. Or if we decide that there's a one-time project that we'd really like to see done, but we don't have the money now, we'd have to take it away from someone if we wanted to use it then. But if we put it in central administration, it can be divvied out from there to different projects that we decide we want to do. Marissa?
So the spending will have to go through appropriations, so will all of central administration spending now have to go through appropriations? How will that be dealt with?
No, we're going to finalize that process throughout the week, or before next Senate meeting. Probably what we'll do is say that any money over a certain amount or any money that wasn't necessarily budgeted from last year's budget, so anything that I would be spending with this money should have to go, but we're going to work through all those details.
Right now the two prevailing ideas for the appropriations committee had was either above a certain amount of money would have to go through the appropriations committee, or things that this money is being spent on, things that are not already budgeted in the budget for central administration would then go through.
Well, this money is very specifically for, or it was given to us for very specific reasons, correct? CPC, travel, ELSP, and projects, or SAP.
Technically,
I mean, that's
that money. Technically, the money is going to. The money is going. This is not the same money.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, the contingency budget that SGA passed last year called for increases to central, all the councils, tuition remission, SAB, an increase in everything. But the proposal that tuition and fees passed only called for an increase to those four things, with the assumption that if the increase in fee were paying for those four things, that the money that SGA is currently getting would increase the other things. But since we didn't get the full contingency budget, we only have a third of it, we have to decide what's the best way to strategically spend that. So we are giving all $200,000 to those four accounts, but we can either exhaust all of that money into those four things, or we can save what's currently budgeted into those to come into central, because I don't think some of those accounts could handle that large of an increase at once. Does that make sense?
Now, why wouldn't they be able to?
Well, it's hard to predict, right? So say I wanted to put $50,000 into CPC, is that really going to be the best way to spend it, or should I hold back and see if CPC ends up needing more money? They can let me know, or if the graduate council wants to, pay for a copier downtown. So if we're trying to figure out now where some of that money will go, it's just really hard to do up front. Like whereas like the $100,000 to SAB and the $50,000 to ELSP, that's already been planned out, and we know what that's going towards. And CPC, we're giving some, which is about what CPC asked from us. It's pretty. So, but there's still some leftover money that we could throw into a travel account. We could throw into CPC, but once we throw it there, it's kind of gone, and then that might not be the best place for that to be.
Well, as far as the CPC funds, I know last year many projects didn't get funded. So although so how is it going to work that does CPC know they can come to you for more money if they have projects that they don't have enough money to fund? How's that going to work? Because last spring of
receiving I think they're getting a $20,000 increase, and as that money goes, I'm definitely willing to give them more, but I'm just hesitant to give CPC, an additional $50,000, because in the past it's been operating at around this amount. So that's something that the CPC consists of 4 students that I appoint, 4 students that Dean Morris appoints, and they have, I think there's 2 people coming back from last year, so we'll be able to work on what CPC really needs versus are we just going to saturate it with a bunch of money. Does that make sense?
I know I was the chair of the appropriations committee last year, and CPC, I don't know the exact number, but they did not request over $80,000 last year. So they're really getting close to, I can't remember the exact balance, I think it's around $75,000. So they're really getting really close to what they asked for last year, for this year's budget, with this new money that we came up with. So for them, I don't think this is a big deal as you think it is, because of they're getting very close, and I think, to notify people, just, I think we need to let all those branches know that, hey, we still have this money, if you need it, come to us, otherwise, wait until the end of the year, we're running out of money. I think you're going to do well.
My questions about CPC are rooted in the fact that they're reaching out to other places saying they don't want it.
That's because they're supposed to. The TBC was made, they are to go out to all the units, it was combined, as Tim said earlier, it's a combined effort from all the schools and SGA to make the CPC budget so that students need money instead of going all over campus asking for money, they can go to one place and ask for money versus going to have to go to 5 different places.
Yeah, every year CPC asks for money from departments, but typically 98% of the budget is coming from SGA, student affairs, and so that's really where most of it's coming from. So typically, especially in the current budget, most departments are giving the CPC. So that's not. CPC could always necessarily need money, but I don't know if just throwing everything in there right now would
No,
be.
I'm fine with my main concern about money in central admin is that it's not going to be distributed effectively. So there needs to be oversight on it. Because
Right.
that puts you all in a dangerous position if there is no oversight.
No, well then that's what we're planning on doing is to, that money is for all students, and that's why the appropriations committee consists of people from all councils. So I'm going to let them know what this money is going towards before I spend it, and if they have any major objections or if we need to talk about it, that really won't happen.
Well, are you going to let them know or is it going to be passed by appropriations?
Well, we're working on those details. It kind of depends on the timeliness of it, and how much it is.
This might be an example of how these funds are allocated. I'm president of the RSO in law school. My treasurer told me to come here because to qualify for special project funding, this is where we return. Is there a process for that? Or?
Yeah. Well, there's special projects in different accounts. So CPC funding, there's usually a deadline that you apply for to do events for your organization. Project is supposed to be for new organizations that don't know about CPC or for special circumstances. But essentially, if that money ran out, or if an organization was really pressed for time and couldn't go through that process, it was a really great idea, it could come through something.
How would you say that amount was again?
42 for the between the central.
Yes.
42,325.
So for 2 weeks, this money is not going to have any kind of oversight on it?
It's not going to be spent because we have to do a budget revision so that 200,000 can be put into the different accounts. I'm not going to touch that for 2 weeks. I won't touch that for 2 weeks, but I can't do it.
And our check on this is the Senate. Our check on this would be for through legislation, we can specify that if the legislation, if the resolution that we write is broken, it can be people who breach it can be sent to development board, and development board has the power to punish people who break legislation. So.
Just my question on this budget is, I know the past administration passed a lot of different initiatives to start going like the alumni walkway from that campus. Something for like recent undergrads to start having like talks of campus named after them or something. Do you know if part of this budget is putting back into central or is that, are we planning on using part of that for the initiatives from last year or?
It definitely could, as long as we, with those initiatives from last year, they're kind of already set in place, and I just need someone to kind of help finalize them and turn them into a process where, okay, we're working with this person at the university, I need to pay them this much, and this will happen. So that would be an example. I mean, I would say that would be one of the ideas that we would be selecting among the cases. Do we want to spend the money on a walkway, or do we want to spend the money on this RSO idea? But that would be an option for us to spend on.
So, to answer your question, one of the things, like you mentioned, the Justice program, we committed to give development towards the program that we spent on last year, and then this additional funds is in line with what's program more larger.
Because I'm fine with like the amount of money now, this is a huge not too much, but also not forgetting all the stuff we have to set up.
So something else is that no money was added to travel. Is there a reason that we're not giving more money to travel? Because those initiatives directly impact 2020.
Right. Well, there's a few reasons, and I just learned today that grad travel is different. For undergrad travel, when I talked to Suzanne, who's done SGA budget for the last few years, Christina could probably help me with this. The undergrad travel usually is not getting spent. So usually there's leftover money. So if there's leftover money, I don't know how much sense it makes to throw a lot more in there. Grad school travel is doing all right, but I also know that's subsidized by the departments who I know would like to save that money. So one thing we talked about in appropriations today is we could go ahead and even if it's in central, like one of the first proposals would be just to move some of that into grad school travel.
Well, if that's one of the first things, can we go ahead and make the amendment to do that to graduate travel now to approve the budget?
Is that a motion to amend it, or?
I'm still fuzzy on the procedure. I'd like to make a motion to amend the.
Right now we're kind of still in the question and answer.
Okay, so then my question is, the answer is
You
yes,
could.
I can.
Are there any other questions about it?
So, for instance, that if maybe the RSO is going to just want to ask, I guess, Senate, so do you have any rules on that? Like, do you have to wait until you come back to money, or what is the process?
Well, still the number one process would be to go through CPC. But if like you missed the deadline or you need additional funds, that's what this would be.
Okay, because the deadline is September.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he missed the deadline.
Yeah. But before I approve
Nothing
anything.
like writing anything.
What? Yeah, and we can formalize that process. But I mean, the president every year gets asked for money all the time, and some people just go ahead and make that decision themselves, and some people will go to appropriations. And so I can make a formal process, or it can be just show me the proposal. If I like it, I'll take it to appropriations.
Yeah, are there any other questions? Seeing none, does anyone have
My treasurer just, I guess, heard from you all that there's another meeting after this to sort of appeal if we got denied funding from them. Is that accurate?
Actually, there was a meeting before this where we heard all the which RSO
RSO are you from? The Business Law Society, where you apologize for the late. I mean, I just want to understand, what's the process of understanding what an event is all about before you make a determination whether or not to
Well, actually,
reach out?
I have your all special project fund request.
Yeah.
But the meeting for that was right before this one.
Did
at
you
6
inform
o'clock.
us of that meeting? Or?
Sorry.
What do you mean the meeting?
The meeting where the appropriations committee discussed all those
Oh, okay.
was right before. But you can resubmit it for the next appropriations committee. Then.
What if the event is before that?
I can talk with you after this if you want.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion on the budget? Now would be the time. Like, things like for then.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the budget to move $5,000 from central admin to graduate student travel funds.
Okay. You said 5,000? Sure. Is that what you said? 5,000?
Right.
Okay. And also as a reminder, whenever, especially when you're making a motion, please state your name
Marissa.
and school. Sorry. Okay. Okay. And was that seconded?
Second.
Okay. Motion on the floor is to remove $5,000 that's going to central administration and to put that into graduate travel. It's been seconded. Is there any discussion on this?
I'm wondering.
Dana,
Oh yeah.
school.
Listen to Lady Arkansas. My question is, why $5,000? Like, why do you need $5,000 right now? And why can't we use the process and use what the central administration is going to be designed for, which is going to be a backup reserve as it comes along? So why are you making this amendment now when I don't know if you're going to need the $5,000 when it might be needed somewhere else for a fresh education?
Well, a big challenge for graduate students has been getting funds out. We are a population that is often lost. So that's a major need of we need to get these, on a lot of these initiatives, we have not reached that. So at the last Senate meeting, PhD study, they're reaching out to undergraduate students, they're not reaching out to graduate students. So that's why I feel like it's necessary to go ahead and move this money to travel, graduate travel. The other thing is that graduate travel directly furthers the 20 stream. When graduate students travel, what they're doing is presenting their research at international and national conferences. So they are with U of L's name behind it. So they're furthering their research. They're getting U of L that international conference.
To kind of more directly answer your question as well, we're going to be paying for membership in National Association of Graduate Professional Schools. That's happening immediately. We don't have any money for it right now. We're going to ask for fees. You give us the travel funding. If we can get more travel funding, we can free up money in the same kind of maneuver that central admin is doing. We can move what they were giving us for travel towards other things. The other thing that we want to put their money to is a research fund. Graduate students have to buy data sets, for instance, is one thing that science people do. I'm not saying, so that's why I'm struggling there. But there's an interest in giving graduate, in giving funding for other research-based projects, which again go towards the 2020 plan and are central to graduate education and are not currently allocated at all. Travel funding is more, obviously more significant for us. But if we can get more travel funding immediately, we can start to shift some of that money towards other research projects, towards this National Association of Graduate Professional Schools and other initiatives that we're trying to do right now.
And then my question is just why $5,000? Like, you all know that you're going to use $5,000, or like, I'm a numbers person. And so I like to know
National Association is $5 million. Currently, no research initiatives are being funded. Well, these research initiatives aren't being funded. So some of these,
Anecdotally, our data set is several $1,000s.
Yeah.
So if we were funding one person's data set, it would be $3,000. Now, we're not going to fund one person's $3,000 data set, but they're really, really expensive. The kinds of research funding that people already have asked us for and we had to turn down are several $1,000s. We're not going to be able to cover most of them. So $5,000 is actually a very low-end request, and we will likely try to go to central admin and ask for more money. But that is certainly not on the high end of the kinds of things we're talking about trying to fund in terms of research.
Another question.
Okay.
If you knew that you were going to have these initiatives, and I was in the scenario last year, and I'm not familiar with the budget process at all, but were these issues brought up in your budget request last year?
We just met, the people just came to us from the NEGPS. The issue of funding projects, we got 2 this summer, one from the Rocket, something in engineering. This is a new thing that we've realized. So in addition, that money is new. That money just appeared. So, that changes the game for all of these kinds of considerations. We worked within the budget we had, and now that might potentially change.
Okay, I have Brittany.
Senator Brady Carter, I think that it's very appropriate and very valid. However, I think that in order to set precedents for how this central budget is going to be dispersed in the future, I think that it's important to do something like this through appropriations and then pass it at like a future Senate meeting.
so then should we take the money for SAB or CPC, all that should be sent to appropriations? Because this isn't, right now they had proposed the budget to have that money that's allotted for these things, and one of them's travel sent to central admin, and all I'm asking is that some of that money goes to travel. Not that it's already in central admin, but that $5,000 doesn't go to central admin, but it goes to travel.
And it can still go to travel. I think that we already have set funding for that, and that for an increase in this budget, we discussed that would come into admin. So I think since we are strictly following like what the new goal of central admin is, that we need to go ahead and see to the president that we plan on writing when it will take effect in the next 2 weeks, or else we can all bring up specific instances where our, colleges, not just because we're a graduate student, like I mentioned this in the bias whatsoever, this is a really good example, but we can all bring up, we need $1,000 for this, and I think that it becomes a point kind of direction.
Well, I guess then the question is of, so we had there was a request for travel money in this request, but none's going to travel.
Yeah, I think there is a kind of distinction here. I don't know that I'm not okay with having it be approved later, but there is a distinction here. This isn't money that's in central admin yet. We haven't approved it yet. So it's not really the same thing as, now this is a slippery slope of willy-nilly requests. It's not in there yet. So we have the opportunity, because this funding was requested under the auspices that it would go to travel, and it currently isn't. That's the issue more than, an issue of how are we going to allocate it once it's in set. It's not putting it there in the first place, and instead putting it towards travel, which was in the original request.
Okay, I have Christina.
Christina, I see feasible. I'd like to make a motion to open discussion for 10 more minutes.
So we limiting debate on this motion, this amendment? Okay, motion on the floor is to limit the debate of this amendment to 10 minutes. Seconded. All those in favor of limiting the debate, this is by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. And we will debate on this amendment. We'll go straight to voting at 8:18, sorry. You are in the act.
The only issue I have with this is we already discussed this in appropriations. Right. So nobody had an issue with it, but my thing is
next I have Nick Jackson.
You said something about reallocating the money once you get it into the grad student travel. Is this not just for travel? Like when it says grad student travel?
No, that's grad students' money.
The
That is
money-
not SGA's money that we're talking about.
Your money goes towards travel. The deans at SIGs match it at 150%, whatever you give. We put their money towards travel as well. Their money doesn't have to go towards travel. Yours will. And the exact same move that Justin described, simple.
Okay. No, I mean,
Your
I
money
was
goes
just,
to travel.
you know, because we didn't specify as to, our budget lines is.
Exactly.
Correct. So I want to make sure it's worth it.
Next we have Nick Jackson. Okay. Just
Yeah, I'm worried about, I'm just wondering about process too. I have no problem with the money going there. And it's just a matter of if we do make this amendment, and it passes, that I will consider that, okay, so 5,000 of that 42,000 has already gone to grad school. And not that I won't hear grad school requests, but that's how I would kind of view
I
it.
guess that's why, in the questions, why I asked if this was possible, because I wasn't at the appropriations
Right.
meeting, so I don't know what happened, except for what was in the.
Well, yeah, well, we discussed this, but I mean, I think it's a good proposal. It's just a matter of, it's just a matter of if we amend the budget right now, put it in there now, or if we just put it in central, now we can talk about it in appropriations at the next meeting.
Can I just clarify something? I'm sorry to belabor this. I'm okay with it going to appropriations. So whatever, if we go on this. But I would like to just make clear that if that is what happens, what you just described, that 5,000 on 42,000 is enough to get the graduate students.
No.
Okay, I must have misunderstood you. I mean, what I'm saying is, if we make this amendment now, you made it sound like then you won't consider other projects. If we then ask for it through this other process, we need to make sure that that isn't the end of graduate student requests being heard out, because we're 20% of the student population.
Well, no, what I'm saying is right now, though, none of the money is going towards a particular demographic per se, because CPC, ELSB, and SAB, in their mission, is supposed to get everyone, and Central is supposed to get everyone too. So that's another reason I'm kind of like, okay, well, we're going ahead and setting this aside for a particular demographic, where none of these other ones necessarily do. So that's why I would rather, if we go through appropriations, it would just be put everyone on the same page.
So if this amendment passes, it's not that it's amending the budget, it's that it's going to be sent to appropriations, because appropriations Senate already allocated to central admin. Is that what you just explained? Or somebody just explained?
No, if it passes, it passes as is, and graduate student fund travel will go through central admin and request that money. Am I correct? Is that what's under discussion?
what's under discussion right now is removing 5,000. It's just right now the budget would state that $5,000 would not go to central admin and would instead go into the GSC travel account.
And
That's what's currently under discussion right now. I have Jeremy.
Sorry, are we questions or discussion?
Yeah. This is discussion of the motion.
I didn't know when we switched from just questions. Yeah, I guess we switched. My thing is, I don't know, as far as the community, I'm this 5,000 right now. Because honestly, the two big things, I mean, we're giving 10,000 SAB and 40,500 to ELSB. $100,000 to SAB. And these two are two big undergraduate things. So if grad student council wants, 5,000 of the travel starting out, like, I think that's a very small amount compared to what we do ourselves. SAB. Yeah, but I would say about students, but primarily I think a lot of
to make things less complicated, I think the best route to do this would be to send the money to central, like we said, and then appropriations. Just because, just in the past 20 minutes we've been discussing this, there's already been an amendment made. So who's to say that after this amendment's done, that Arts and Sciences doesn't request $10,000, and before it's even over, like there's no money left, and not all counselors got a fair opportunity to request money from this budget, because if one of the reasons we ran into when we were creating this budget is that if we were going to distribute equally among councils, that would be $3,005 per council, and so I know that some people want larger projects and they want a larger amount of that money to go towards their, I guess, goals or objectives. So I see some hands going up. So, are there questions for me?
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a point of clarification. I don't think that what's at stake here is a council issue per se, because this is a travel line that was requested in the original thing. In the original request for funding, it says it's going to go to travel. And so our original position was that it should go to undergrad travel as well. You guys have made it clear that that's not useful. That doesn't mean it's not useful for the graduate side of travel. So I just want to clarify that I don't think it's a council-based issue.
Well, as the president of the Senate, I don't have a vote unless it's a tie, so then just stating my opinion.
Okay. Not really sectors. I agree. I mean, the money was allocated for travel. It was for the four areas that the money was allocated. And if undergraduate does not use travel points, which we did, government appropriations, then and there's an obvious need in graduate school, I don't know why we would not. Why would we make them go for another thing when we didn't make any of the SAT? Do you think that for the process of that?
So what you're so what you're saying is take part of that, only 200,000 of that was to go to all 5 of those completely travel. So you're saying take some of it away from either SAP or all the other travel.
That's the 43.
Right, but that's the savings of the 200,000. So that technically isn't part of the 200,000.
The savings comes at a cost of not, like, it's not necessarily a savings, it's $43,000 left over in the budget. That would be $200,000. $43,000 is not spent.
No,
It's-
all the $200,000 is allocated.
It's
And what he
technically,
did is he took some of it away from this, that was already posted and put it into, and has it as extra work and he's gonna put it to. It's not technically part of that $200,000. That $200,000 is allocated as it is. And it has to be appropriated.
We're looking at certain
it's technically, this money is not the 200,000. This is money that has been shifted around. It's not technically that money, but,
I'm gonna ask for you for your help.
oh, okay, I'm sorry, we didn't just get the.
Did we just finish? Okay.
So, we'll go ahead and move to the question. All those in favor of amending the proposed budget to remove $5,000 from the $42,325 from central admin and place it in the GSC travel fund, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
I'm gonna go ahead and call myself to call for division. So, all those in favor of, okay, all those in favor of the amendment placing the $5,000 in GSC travel, please signify by raising your hand. Raise it high and keep it up.
Oh, yeah.
All those opposed, please signify by raising your hand. Okay. so the vote is 18-17 in favor of the amendment. So 5,000 will be removed from central admin and placed in GSC travel. Okay, moving on with discussion of the budget proposal overall. Is there any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to the question. All those in favor of approving the 2012-2013 budget revisions as they've been stated, please signify by saying aye. Oh, sorry. Budget amendment. I was operating under the assumption it was just an amendment, but there may be something about This is approval of the budget, but they're asking if the amendment to the budget requires more than a majority. I have a
revisit that. It was only $500. Good event.
Do you want to email me?
Okay. One of you emailed our treasurer, Billy Hopkins. We'll email that.
Oh, let me give you my
Your name, sir. Michael too. We've already been working with the business school. It's a great event.
Vice President Word. Vice President Word, take your seat.
Serena.
I can't.
I'm pretty sure you can be in 5 minutes.
Order. Okay, casino notification in the Constitution or bylaws stating it's about the situation. Thanks. Yeah, there. Like I said at retreat, if you think there might be something, bring it up. We'll just have time on. So we will move on to where we were, which was approval of the budget as it's been revised. All those in favor of approving the revised budget, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. All right. Moving on to the next item of old business. we have approval of the staff. The motion on the floor to untable approval of staff. Second. Okay.
Marissa, you asked for the staff contracts with their obligations. Did you get a chance to look at those?
Yes, and I guess my only question is, can we get these put up on the website?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you like?
Well, we might not put like their specific contracts. But we'll put, like,
Well, not the contracts, but the responsibilities, the roles, so that there's more transparency.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Is there any questions or discussion on this? Yeah.
I have a couple things. One is there's a difference between the document and central. The document doesn't have the word ordinance.
With our staff. Contract form.
No, the actual contract. Huh?
Well, he's not getting paid. It's just, I mean,
Right, if you're gonna have the staff contact us.
oh, cool.
Another thing is, why do you have an executive counsel and president assistant? Why do you need both of those? They pretty much do the same thing.
Not really, because the council is more like deal with the constitutional and policy stuff, whereas assistants just like special projects, like if I get asked to find students to serve a committee and help us with things. And like I said, I'm not paying him, he's all good with what I need to stuff and all.
Staff point or staff.
Unpaid staff.
Last year, I mean, there's precedent for it. Last year there was a, they called him senior advisor, and first also on the assistant.
If anybody that's on this list that is unpaid, can they not be removed from this list? I mean, what's the need? I mean, they're not going to guarantee that they're not going to get paid by law.
Absolutely okay, that's the deal.
Jeremy?
I know that others from like some one thing soon. Are you getting a new system after that? Or like we have to wait for it?
Probably not.
So only for a little while.
If I wanted to, I'd have to approve someone else.
Maureen?
What do we mean by losing unpaid? What do we say by losing
Do you have any other questions or discussion?
Is there a reason that some people aren't paid versus others?
Some of them are the scholarship cap, and some of them wanted to do it off the, so they don't get paid. It's kind of just, yeah, we can read this and we can cover all this stuff.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to the question. All those in favor of approving the staff, executive staff, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Next item in old business is approval of the staff pay. We have a motion before to untable the approval of staff pay. Need a second? Okay. Okay, it's posted on Blackboard. Is there any questions or discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to the question. All those in favor of approving the staff pay as was posted on Blackboard, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Okay, moving on to new business. We have approval of the August 25th, 2012 Senate meeting minutes. Do we have a motion on the floor to approve them? Second? Okay. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor of approving the last Senate meeting's minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Abstentions? Okay. Motion carries. Okay, next we have discussion of the appropriations requests. I would entertain a motion to approve appropriation requests. Okay. The request that we had come forth that appropriations approved was for Colleges Against Cancer, traveling to the Mid-South Regional Conference. 5 of them are going, and they requested $250. That is to cover hotel registration and gas for 5 of them. The conference is in Nashville, so does anyone have any questions about this? Okay, seeing none, move to the question. All those in favor of approving Colleges Against Cancer's request for $250 from the travel fund, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Brandon left, otherwise I'd congratulate him. Next is the discussion of student organization board requests. You gotta make it.
Motion to discuss.
Okay.
So again, just reading them off again, these would be 6 organizations. The first would be RSO, Veterinary Undergraduate Society, Integrated Medicine and Tristry, Civil Liberties Union of the Brandeis School of Law, Cards Arts Interesting, Brandeis Running Society, and Alcohol. Pizza, the thing was, model do-it-yourself and craft from company website, build social skills and concepts, and share the web. If you want to enjoy it, have fun.
Okay, is there any questions or discussion on this? Seeing none, we'll move to the question. All those in favor of approving the student organization board request, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Okay. Congratulations to those organizations. Are any of these organizations here? Okay, well, the last thing, I'd like to entertain a motion to amend the rules of the day to allow selection of a parliamentarian. Okay. As the Senate Speaker, I have the ability to appoint a Senate parliamentarian, and I had a couple of people say that they were interested, and this is subject to the approval of the Senate, so if you guys don't like what I picked, then say no. But since he was the Senate historian last year, I'd like to appoint Jeremy Glozark as the Senate parliamentarian, subject to the approval. So, all those in favor of allowing Jeremy to serve as Senate parliamentarian, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Okay. All right, I have no other new business on the table. Seeing that, we'll move into announcements. Okay.
I still need academic policy board for 2 minutes talks.
Don't forget your name tag, and let me know if you're not on the Blackboard shell, or if you would like agendas printed for the rest of the semester.
Hey, Marissa?
Michael Mignor and Jacob Baxter, I think, are the 2 councils I'm still missing people from. I already talked to the fall. So if you're still, I don't know if you're still here.
Again, any parking feedback, please come talk to me now. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Oh, Jeremy?
Student Organization Board, please move right up to this.
For those that are talking about CPC, the deadline for fall is September 19th at 3 o'clock. And those are for events happening after October 14th in the fall. There will be a November deadline that has not been determined yet for the spring semester for CPC.
Okay, and for appropriations, I just want to say it again. If you're a president or a treasurer of your council, Budgets are going to be due October 12th, so go ahead and start thinking about getting those prepared for next year and thinking about what you may want to spend money on next year. So, is there any other announcements? Okay, seeing none, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.